We had negotiated on Sunday, which was awesome. If it would have stuck, I mean, that's the anniversary of the ratification of the Constitution. So to have cut a deal on that day would have been great. And I thought everybody was excited. And the deal was that H.R. 2, the border security bill that myself and Jim Jordan and our teams did such a, hard job getting done. We got it done. They were going to put that on the bill. And we got 12 Republicans who wouldn't cash flow another 30 days of the spending to get border security. It boggles the mind. I don't understand. I think it's just a personal vendetta with Kevin McCarthy, which they're putting the security of this country at risk. I even talked to the senators. Marsha Blackburn said she thought they had enough to pass the continuing resolution with border security on it. So I don't understand what these 12 are thinking.
Well, I mean, look, at a minimum, they don't want to see Nancy Pelosi's spending continuing, not even for 5 minutes. And you're talking about what, a continuing resolution for 30 days?
30 days. 30 days. We would have cash flowed that for 30 days and gotten border security. The last 24 hours, 9,700 came across the border. The highest ever was right at 10,000, and that was just before Title 42 expired. So, I mean, it makes no sense to me. The cost, and that's what we're doing right now. We're in phase 4 of my investigation into Mayorkas's dereliction of duty. The financial cost of this is looking like $400-500 billion a year to this nation. Just the border issues, and we couldn't spend a little bit for 30 days to get the border secure. I mean, this has got to stop.
Yeah, well, look, I know that it felt like a victory initially with this Homeland Security bill funding the border security, consistent with H.R. 2, including $2 billion for the border wall, 22,000 Border Patrol agents, increasing between the ports border security technology funding. Where does this go now? I mean, are you going to be able to get these bills done? And I don't understand why these appropriations bills haven't been done in the first place. Haven't we been talking about this for months after Kevin McCarthy went through that 15 rounds? I said it at that time, that, look, at the end of the day, you've got to ensure that you can get agreement on these spending levels.
Yeah, what failed this week was the rule to get the Defense Appropriations bill into the Rules Committee and, preparing for the amendments and it to go on the floor. So itself, it didn't fail. It was the rule, but that does stop the process, and they have to go back and negotiate some more. And the issue was the top line number. And I understand,
right,
we need a top line number if we're right. So I get that. It delays the process a few days. Hopefully they can get that top number agreed on and we can get the rule voted on and then the bill voted on. But the continuing resolution was the part that really frustrated me, just because we worked so hard to get H.R. 2 passed, border security. It's our greatest national security issue. I mean, you mentioned that, I think in your monologue at the start, 18,000 Chinese nationals. The highest it's ever been before that was like 1,200.
Wow.
And this is a planned thing from China. I mean, there's no way it's not. And Xi Jinping's smart. He saw what Vladimir Putin did in Ukraine. They infiltrated, they migrated, military-age guys in, they settled in Ukraine, and those were the saboteurs when he invaded. So there's no way they're not there for us when we try to defend Taiwan. There is someone in that group that's prepared.
So you think,
and we're getting our military bases overwhelmed.
So you think this is all planned, that Xi Jinping is directing these military-aged people to come into America and settle here and be saboteurs when he's ready?
We have to suspect that. I mean, Maria, we have to suspect that. And anyone who doesn't is just blind.
Right. You've got a hearing today, the House Homeland Security Committee holding a hearing on the financial costs of the Department of Homeland Security. Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas' open border. Tell me about that. And will Mayorkas ever be held accountable for what you call the dereliction of duty?
Yeah, we're definitely going to hold him accountable. The last hearing we had was about the human cost, and we had an HSI investigator actually say that he believed it's aiding and abetting the drug cartels. And I believe there has to be an intent there if you know that these policies have increased drug smuggling into the United States and increased human trafficking. I mean, young girls being human sex trafficking. I mean, they're actually aiding and abetting the cartels. So absolutely, we're going to finish our investigation. The next phase after this one, the dollar cost that you mentioned, is going to be fraud and abuse. We've got some informants that have come forward with some suspicious contracting. We're going to look into that. That's going to take a little while. When we get this whole package put together, yeah, we're planning on making a referral on this to Judiciary.
Okay, Congressman, I'm with Adam Johnson this morning. Go ahead, Adam.
Oh, thanks, Maria. Quick question for you, Congress. I thank you for all the hard work you're doing. But let's say you do get the money appropriated for the border. If you still have an administration that won't actually put that money to work, what's the point? What are you going to do with that money?
Yeah, so you're absolutely hitting on a key point here. Just because Congress passes the law doesn't mean that our executive branch in its current makeup is actually going to enforce the law, because so far they haven't. The Immigration and Naturalization Act has a lot of provisions in it that they are just refusing to enforce. So I get your point, but I mean, Congress has to do its job. We'll pass the laws demanding that they do it a certain way. Hopefully they'll execute those laws. But look, the Democrats themselves didn't even defend Mayorkas's policies or the Biden administration policies last hearing. So they've made a shift here.
Yeah.
And 4 of them actually said it's a border crisis, which is a big change. And with Eric Adams screaming and the Massachusetts governor protesting, I gotta believe that they can't withstand that from their own party.
Well, I mean, look, before you get to the White House, you got to pass the Senate, right? And even before that, you got to bring the bill to the
That's true.
floor, Congressman, right? I mean, bring it to the floor and dare your colleagues not to vote for it. The security of this country, dare your colleagues not to vote for the funding of the military. Are you going to do it? Is Kevin McCarthy doing it tomorrow?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure they're going to put the bills forward. The CR, though, is probably the most important one. But yes, the approach bills are coming.
Is the CR going to come to the floor soon? Or you don't have the votes? You can't.
I don't have a timeline right now on it, but they're negotiating, and hopefully we can get something out of this.
Congressman, good to see you this morning. Thanks very much.